What began as a routine day on a tightly controlled drama set has now exploded into one of the most talked about moments in recency entertainment memory. Because when Zhao Jinmai and Song Weilong unexpectedly crossed an invisible line between scripted performance and raw spontaneity, the internet didn't just react, it ignited. And the reason this unscripted kiss from Shine On Me feels so electric is not simply because two beloved stars shared a fleeting moment of intimacy, but because it shattered the illusion of predictability that surrounds celebrity culture, leaving fans questioning where acting ends and reality quietly begins, as a brief behind-the-scenes clip, barely more than a dozen seconds, leaked from what insiders describe as a closed studio shoot in Beijing, instantly ricocheting across social media platforms with astonishing speed, showing Zhao Jinmai leaning in during what appears to be a light-hearted exchange before Song Weilong, in an almost instinctive motion, softly presses his lips to hers, only for both of them to pull back with expressions that feel unmistakably unplanned, unguarded, and startlingly human, and within minutes viewers weren't just replaying the clip, they were dissecting every micro-expression, every pause, every breath, trying to decode whether the surprise in Zhao Jinmai's eyes and the split-second hesitation from Song Weilong were signs of professional improvisation or something far more personal slipping through the cracks, especially after multiple fans pointed out that the moment does not exist in any known version of the script. A detail later reinforced by an anonymous crew member who claimed the director had specifically instructed the actors to maintain distance during that take, only for the unexpected to unfold in real time. A revelation that sent fan communities into overdrive as timelines were built, interviews were revisited, behind-the-scenes anecdotes were resurfaced, and even casual remarks from past press junkets were suddenly reinterpreted through an entirely new lens, with fans arguing over whether certain smiles had lingered too long or whether certain compliments now carried hidden meaning, fueling speculation that this kiss may not have been a one-off accident, but the result of a growing comfort and emotional synchronization developed through long hours on set. The kind of closeness that forms when actors are repeatedly asked to trust each other with vulnerability, eye contact, and emotional exposure, and as hashtags surged, search trends spiked, and international fans translated and reposted slowed-down edits across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and fan forums in multiple languages. The conversation expanded beyond fandom into mainstream media discourse, prompting industry commentators to debate whether this moment represented a refreshing return to authenticity or a risky breach of professional boundaries in an industry built on image management and careful choreography, with some praising it as accidental perfection and a rare glimpse of sincerity in a system often criticized for emotional sterilization, while others urged restraint, warning that unchecked speculation could place unnecessary pressure on two young stars navigating fame under relentless scrutiny, contractual expectations, and the constant threat of narratives spiraling beyond their control. Yet the silence from both Zhao Jinmai and Song Weilong has only deepened the mystery, as neither actor has acknowledged the clip, denied its significance, clarified its intent, or attempted to redirect public interpretation, leaving audiences suspended in a state of collective curiosity where every unspoken word feels louder than any official statement and every unrelated post becomes a potential clue. And adding further intrigue are reports that the production team is allegedly debating whether to preserve the unscripted kiss in the final cut, a decision that could transform a leaked moment into a defining scene and permanently blur the line between fiction and reality for viewers, especially because Shine On Me has already positioned itself as a drama grounded in emotional realism, meaning this single moment could elevate the series from popular entertainment to cultural talking point, particularly as fan artists, theorists, slow-motion analysts, and long-form commentators continue to build an ever-expanding narrative around what may have been nothing more than instinct or the first visible crack in a carefully maintained professional boundary, with some insisting that true chemistry cannot be manufactured and that audiences instinctively recognize authenticity when they see it. while others caution that projecting romantic fantasies onto real people risks distorting truth and overshadowing the craft these actors have worked years to hone. And yet the fascination refuses to fade because this moment taps into something deeply human, a shared desire to believe that behind every perfectly choreographed scene there exists the possibility of genuine emotion, that even within industries engineered for control and predictability there are moments that escape direction and reveal something raw. And as the debate continues, new layers keep emerging, including discussions about how such unscripted moments have historically altered public perception of on-screen pairs, sometimes strengthening careers and sometimes complicating them, with fans drawing parallels to past dramas where a single off-script interaction permanently redefined a pairing's legacy, suggesting that whether intentional or not, this kiss may now be inseparable from how audiences remember Zhao Jinmai and Song Weilong together. And as analysts note the measurable spike in engagement metrics, viewership interest, and global discussions surrounding the show, it becomes increasingly clear that this moment has already changed the trajectory of Shine on Me, regardless of how it is ultimately framed by those involved, and amid all the speculation there remains a quieter conversation about agency, consent, and interpretation, with some viewers emphasizing the importance of respecting the actor's privacy and resisting the urge to turn ambiguity into certainty, while others argue that once a moment enters the public sphere it becomes part of a collective narrative shaped as much by audience emotion as by creator intent, and so the clip continues to circulate, slowed, zoomed, captioned, debated, and mythologized, becoming less a simple behind-the-scenes accident and more a mirror reflecting what audiences long for in storytelling: unpredictability, sincerity, and the thrill of witnessing something that feels real. And whether this kiss ultimately becomes a footnote remembered only by devoted fans or the opening chapter of a much larger story that reshapes how these two stars are perceived individually and together, one thing is undeniable: this single, unplanned interaction has reignited the reason audiences fall in love with stories in the first place, because sometimes the most unforgettable scenes are the ones no one planned, the ones that linger precisely because they are imperfect, fleeting, and unresolved, and as the world waits for clarity, official responses, or perhaps a subtle acknowledgement hidden in plain sight, the question continues to hover in the collective imagination, whispered across comment sections, timelines, and late-night discussions alike. Was this merely brilliant chemistry captured at the wrong moment, or did we witness the exact second when something real slipped through the script and into history, reshaping not only how Shine on Me will be remembered, but how fans perceive the fragile boundary between performance and reality itself?